Hey guys, happy Monday. It is time for my weekly update on our trying to conceive journey. Currently, I am on cycle day 17, and according to Glow and Avia, I'm supposed to have ended my fertile window on yesterday, but I'm like all kind of confused because I have not gotten my positive ovulation test yet. So I don't know what's happening, what's going on. I didn't get my fertile ovulation test yet, but I've been having the fertile discharge. I've been having symptoms that you get around ovulation time, but no positive test. As you all know, I told you in other videos that I am taking Vitex, I'm taking red raspberry leaf, I'm taking maca, and I'm taking my prenatals, and I'm taking metformin, which is more for my diabetes than the trying to conceive thing. I take the metformin, I take 1,000 milligrams. No, not 1,000 milligrams. Yeah, 1,000 milligrams twice a day. So I'm taking 2,000 milligrams of metformin. That's a lot. The maca I take 2 times a day. The Vitex I take 3 times a day, which I changed a little bit. And the red raspberry leaf I can take 2 or 3 times a day. I take it 2 times a day. So last week it was like it all of a sudden hit me, like the day that my calendar said that I was supposed to ovulate. It's like I had started getting like really, really nauseous. Like I couldn't hold anything down, water, anything. So I'm like, what the heck is going on? And thinking about it, I'm like, okay, I've been taking the maca. I'm thinking it's one of the vitamins that I'm taking. I've been taking the maca and the red raspberry leaf for a little, about closer to 2 months. I started taking the Vitex. It's been a little over a month that I've been taking the Vitex, and I've been taking the metformin for years now. So I'm like, okay, it's not the metformin. I know that my body's used to that. The maca and the red raspberry leaf, I've been taking that for a while, and it has never made me feel sick. I've taken it with food. I've taken it without food. So I'm like, okay, that only leaves the Vitex. Finally figured out that maybe it was because I was taking the Vitex on an empty stomach. Don't do that. It says right on the bottle that you're supposed to take the Vitex with food, which I discovered later. But let me tell y'all, because I figured out it was the Vitex that was making me sick. I stopped taking it for like 2 days. I didn't take any at all. And when I did that, before I cut my Vitex down a little bit, my line was like very dark and like almost positive, but not there yet. Then I stopped taking it for 2 days, and it's like the line went 100% away. There was no second line on my ovulation test at all. So I started taking 1 pill a day to see would that make me not nauseous, because I noticed when I stopped taking the Vitex altogether that I was still nauseous, but not as bad. When it was making me nauseous, I'm like, I couldn't function. I couldn't drink water, smells, oh my God, changing diapers, taking my son to the toilet. I'm like, I cannot take this. I'm going to die. But, what was I saying? What was I saying? Oh, I was saying, yeah, so I figured that it was probably with me not taking it with food, because I just really haven't been having an appetite because it was making me so nauseous, so I wouldn't eat with it or whatever, which would make it worse. So I tried taking it with food. While I was still nauseous, it wasn't as bad as when I took it without food, but it still makes me nauseous. I'm like, I'm trying to figure it out. I don't know. It was something else I was supposed to tell y'all. So I've been telling husband what's going on. He like, you sound like you pregnant. I'm like, honey, I haven't even ovulated yet. And he's like, well, your last cycle wasn't normal as it should have been. Before I got my cycle had went like 105 days between a menstrual and my miscarriage. So I was expecting it to be very, very long, and it wasn't. It only lasted about 4 days, and it wasn't heavy at all, like I was expecting it to be. So I'm like, no, there's no chance. And he convinced that I am, but we'll see, I guess soon. Other symptoms I've been nauseous, I've been vomiting, not as much since I changed the Vitex a little bit. I'm taking it 2 times a day now instead of 3 or instead of 1, so I take the Vitex 2. I'm still nauseous, but not as bad as when I was taking the 3. And I make sure to take it with food because that's very important. You will suffer. Sore boobs, I mean, they're like tender. I hate it. I have to have on a bra right now. That's how bad they hurt. Probably going to the bathroom more than normal, urine more than normal, but not that bad. Just a little bit more than normal. Headaches that's been bad. Over the weekend I had a headache that was so bad that I couldn't see out of both of my eyes. It was like I had a film over my eyes. I'm like, oh my God, my head hurts so bad. Acne, I don't know if you can see it, but my face, I'm like, I'm too grown for this. My face usually don't have all of these bumps, but I'm like breaking out like a teenage girl. It's crazy.